This story starts way back in 1973.
Now, whether you're new here or you've been a subscriber since day one, it's best you hear the story of my 1973 Dodge Challenger. If you want to watch all these videos, I've got a playlist linked in the top right. Now, it all started with a traveling school teacher who bought this 318's 3-speed Challenger with hardly any options, right off the lot brand new. And one day, as he was traveling for his job, he passed away unexpectedly, which left the car sitting right where I found it. Last driven in 1984, this poor vehicle had succumbed to the elements and nearly rotted in two before we showed up. I struck a deal with the family and became the second owner. My plans were big, so I immediately set out to make it run. Problem is, that little 318 was long since locked up, with more than likely a seized main bearing from oil starvation. Out comes the little 318, and all new suspension and brakes up front is the first of many jobs to complete. Brand new floor pans went in right after, and I began disassembling the entire rear suspension of the car to replace a rusty frame rail and trunk floor. This was the first time I'd ever done a lot of this stuff, but I gotta say it turned out a lot better than I expected. With the bottom side completed and undercoated, I reinstalled the new rear suspension and brake components along with the fuel tank and new bumpers. I then decided to begin on interior work by restoring the dash, headliner, new door panels, and all sorts of new parts. At this point, I had decided the new drivetrain, a 5.7 Hemi with an overdrive 4-speed manual transmission. Of course, we painted it that beautiful Chrysler blue. With the engine in the car, I started doing all the work to rewire this thing and make it live once again. We hauled the car to Holly Mo Party, where it ran and drove for the first time since 1984. With the car running, I set out to finish the details and make it the ultimate driver, which is where we are today, ready for Hot Rod Power Tour. Now, Power Tour is a week-long event spanning across multiple states, putting classic cars to the ultimate test. Once the trip is complete, we'll be looking at 2,000 miles round trip at the wheel of a car that was just recently left for dead in someone's backyard. You think we can make it? Stay tuned to find out.
So Power Tour, it can be a pretty stressful week. We're moving from state to state, hotel room to hotel room, across multiple venues. And a lot of things can go wrong that we really don't want them to. And we want to make sure we eliminate any kind of possibilities that we can, at least the ones we have control over. And as we go to these hotel rooms, I had to make sure that I had a really good, proper Wi-Fi connection, because I need to make sure I stay in contact with anybody at home who could help me get back home in case something goes wrong, because one little thing can mess up the entire trip. And two, I gotta make sure I'm connected to you guys, because you're gonna be wanting to know what's going on throughout the trip on my Instagram or my Facebook pages, and without a good Wi-Fi connection, what am I gonna do? Now here's the problem. These hotels, they have good Wi-Fi, but they're public networks. That means that everybody in that hotel room, hundreds of people in this hotel room, are gonna have access to the exact same internet that I do. And if they're using that same internet access, they can potentially get access to some of my personal information, which means they could get into my passwords or get something that they really shouldn't have access to, because not everybody has your best interest at heart. Now, Keeper Security, our sponsor for today's video, has your best interest at heart, because they are the top-rated password manager for protecting individuals, families, or businesses from password-related cyber attacks, which, in other words, is a hack. Did you know that 81% of hacking incidents has to do with a weak, stolen, or reused password? Here's the thing, we all know that we're not supposed to be reusing passwords and putting them across multiple accounts, but we're all guilty of it because it's easy. Now, Keeper is going to make that even easier for you, because you can create strong, unique passwords for every one of your accounts across the board and store them in your encrypted Keeper vault. And only you can have access to this vault from anywhere in the world. Now, if you sign up with Keeper right now using the link below, you can save 30% today. So make sure you go down below, click this link, sign up with Keeper. Save you some money and save you the peace of mind of knowing that you have a strong password. Now let's hit the road, get going.
Howdy folks, welcome back to another glorious day on the interstate. Rolling all the way up to Hot Rod Power Tour. That's going to start right where I left off in 2019 in Norwalk, Ohio. It's relatively, I want to say a 9.5 hour drive, and we're not even out of the state yet. We're still in Tennessee. We've got the Challenger. We're rolling in the 73 Challenger. I've
abandoned for 30 whatever years, been sitting for a long time. We're finally hitting the open road with it for the first time in a long time. And right behind me is Drew's 1981 Trans Am that we got running and driving after since like 2001, 2002. Did a lot of work to it since then to get it on Power Tour. And then behind him is Cole Smart's 1951 or 2, I can't remember to be honest, Chevy truck, and beautiful truck at that, with Logan Jolly as co-pilot. So we got a full house going to Power Tour this year. You can see behind me in the back seat, I've got the car basically packed full of tools, luggage, snacks, drinks, whole 9 yards, just ready to make the trip. We're blasting about 80 miles an hour down the interstate, and I'm hoping that everything is going to go well. Really praying for everything to go well. And we've already had to fix a wiring issue on my car and then jump somebody else off in the Trans Am. So, I mean, that's just normal. That's typical. What we're doing is we're going to go meet up with the Iowa group. Kevin from Junkyard Digs, Luke from Thunderhead 289, Mook is there, and all the other folks who are riding with them. We'll probably see them tomorrow, because today is Saturday, August 21st, and Sunday we are planning to make it all the way to Norwalk. We're going to take a breather in the middle at some point. Oh, golly. And, oh, that was terrifying. And then Monday we'll be at the Holly Performance booth all week long through stop. So I'm very excited to get up there. Let's get this trip done. It's been a few hours, I've been driving. Nothing really major has happened. It's been raining most of the time. Thankfully I have wipers, but unfortunately I'm the only one with wipers. It's getting dark. A little bit tired. I've been awake since 6 o'clock this morning, and it is currently 7:30. I'm ready for bed.
We made it to Louisville last night, and everything went pretty much according to plan. I figured now would be a good time to show off all the cars. You guys know the Challenger, seen that thing, and if you haven't, the Trans Am is a video car that we did here recently to get it thing back running and driving. I've been sitting since like 2003 or something like that. Drew had gone through the brakes, gone through fuel system, new tires, all the works. We put a clutch in it, which that'll be all in its own video here soon, and getting a Holley fuel injection system put on it. So we've got both cars loaded down. And what year's your truck? 48? This is Cole's 48 Chevy truck. We had to do a real minor repair and get an oil gauge fixed, but nothing major done to it. So we've got all sorts of fun vehicles on the trip here. Got everything loaded down as far as tools and parts. My trunk's loaded down, the Trans Am's loaded down, the truck's loaded down, and we were cooking last night and just flying down the interstate, getting as much time in as we could. And thankfully we made it fairly good, good mileage, good decent trip last night. Nothing too major, just a couple of crazy people on the interstate. Big car hauler came over in our lane just about and started fishtailing, so that was a little bit terrifying. But overall, we're good to go. We're gonna go from Louisville, try to make it through Cincinnati real quick, and then get all the way up to Norwalk today. Rolling right through Cincinnati. This is the most traffic we've seen so far. But hey, looks like all this bridge construction is making things kind of get a little iffy. I think everybody's running okay. Well, I hope they're running okay. I really don't know. This is not a good place to stop. I'll tell you that. Traffic
Motorsports parked for the first day of Hot Rod Power Tour. We're going to be parked with the Ollie booth. The old Terminator X and the Challenger's been getting this thing all the way here. Almost tripped over 1,800 miles total since I've gotten the car running, and I guess probably 800 on just this trip alone. So done a lot of fun stuff today. I'm excited to see all sorts of cars out here, meet a lot of people who've watched the videos, and I hope some people get to enjoy seeing the Challenger for the first time in person.
Day one was great, except for the excessively loud Rush cover band right next to our cars. Made for a good excuse to step away and watch some drag racing.
Thus concludes day one of Hot Rod Power Tours in Norwalk, Ohio. Everything went pretty well according to plan. Had a good time. All sorts of cool cars we saw. We saw the drag racing burnout competition and got to meet a lot of you guys. That was really fun to meet some people who actually watch the videos. I mean, I love always meeting a subscriber. So thank you guys for coming out. Now the fun begins. Day two, where we actually drive. Had to sit in traffic, go through some back roads, and see a lot of different places that we normally never would see. And I cannot wait. Stay tuned.
I'd been having alternator issues on the trip up to Norwalk, so I decided before hitting the road tomorrow, it'd be best to go ahead and change it while we were still in the hotel parking lot.
You're right.
There's got a full-fledged light, my man.
Stab myself in the process. Thank you.
What do you need?
No.
That's about 12.
About a 12? What is this? Let's see. That's 13, Drew. Oh, let's go for a 12.
Ooh, who was right?
It's about a 12. I told you, I don't know metric. If I can remove that, that'd be great. Thank you. All right. Watch your bodies. I'm going to sling it.
I don't think you are.
There went all the bolts.
Sling it all right.
Hey, there they go. All right. Get the reman boy out. Huh?
These northern allergies just killing me.
Oh, I forgot. You gotta
Dang. You gotta put the bolts through before you put the alternator on. Stupid.
At least that one's not on.
That is true.
I don't know why they engineered this like this.
Well, that's the problem.
There come Chrysler.
That's the problem here, is that this engine doesn't belong. Somebody put this in here for some reason.
I'm surprised you even got metric sockets.
I only have this socket set because I want it at a car show.
And that's why he decided to put this in here. He's like, what am I going to do with this socket?
I don't have anything to do with this. All I want is use them. Now here I am. I hacked it in.
Is that bolt ever in?
No, it's just I can't really turn it that well.
We're knocking on 10 minutes.
Shut up. just trying to keep going, you know. Keep that one for
That's what happens when you only got 3 teeth on a ratchet.
Yeah, that's true. Or 3 teeth in general. It's on. Let's see if we can get this belt back on.
No charge.
Something's wrong. It says 0. I don't know which way it's supposed to, the tensioner's supposed to go.
Not that way.
Not that way. I don't remember how it goes. Something like that. Nobody knows. Charging good now. When the fan would kick on, it would drop below 11. Now she's staying steady at a little over, probably a smidge over 14 volts now. The fan's off. Mid to high 14s, fan on. Stay steady. So yeah, the alternator was just shot. Pretty good. So we're on oil pressure gauge number 2 for Cole's truck.
On.
I'm so tired. So Drew's having to do an alternator belt change because we maxed out his old one and changed the alternator at the same time. Cause what was it? It wasn't charging all the way.
It's chirping. You can actually go spin it and feel it. You can hear it like whining.
Oh really? It's like
bearings are going in.
Yeah. We never even touched the alternator before we left, so that's a plus there. And now we'll know he has good voltage and something that's not gonna explode on us whenever we actually drive down the road. But I had to get him 2 different belts here because we don't know which one's gonna fit properly. And maxed out a new belt, and then this is a different size belt. That one worked pretty good?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
On the bottom.
Oh, you got the ratcheted wrenches. You're legit.
I need your socket set.
Oh, did I take it with me?
I don't know. I didn't go over.
And you got those washers, didn't you?
Yeah.
So.
It should tighten up. It took me about 4 times to figure out how many I needed.
Oh, perfect. We're just on day 1, but hey, these are minor repairs. Nothing too crazy, thank goodness. It was chirping real bad, squealing every time you start the car. Oh yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Oh, that scared me. Is that power steering?
Yeah.
The good news about Power Tour is that there's always a rolling car show everywhere you go. So we've had a lot of neat cars to see as we've traveled. So Cole had an issue. Where's that little fitting at? The little one that got bent. This thing right here got absolutely destroyed on his manual pressure gauge for the oil. It got put in a little bit sideways and then just got crumpled. So we went and bought a brand new one. See if that'll fix everything. The problem with this truck is that you can't even get back in there, and it's been hot every time we worked on it. So been cooled off for about, what, 2 hours now?
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll fix everything, but you never know. But it's going well. Everything's okay. Day 2, headed to Dayton, Ohio. Everybody's ready to go. We did the last minute repairs the night previous. Everybody's got gas, we got ice in the cooler. Time to hit the road, get going. Traffic is always a fun time on a power tour. It's always something, but hey, good news is, it seems like everybody in our group is running pretty cool. Challenger's fan is actually working, so I'm surprised. On my way up to the beginning, whenever I met Cole and Jolly to meet up with Drew, my fan actually stopped working, so I had to rig it up just to make it to their house, and my power wire had come disconnected, and I didn't realize it. But we fixed that, and it's just part of power tours, sitting in stop and go traffic. Making a stop. How's it driving, Jolly?
That's good.
Nope, that's all we need.
That's it.
Throughout the trip, I had been watching this small handheld display provided with the Holley Terminator X, which it gives me a readout of just about every sensor and gauge that the car has. Now, it's supposed to run on 60 psi fuel pressure, so when I started the car up that morning, it was sitting around 57. Not a big deal, but as the heat got worse, I could see the pressure dropping slowly until it was getting around 50 psi. And once it hit that in traffic, the pressure absolutely tanked and started running in the teens. So I limped it over to this church parking lot where some fellow long haulers were kind enough to let me borrow the shade they were using. We checked out everything for leaks, but nothing prevailed. I fired the car back up and the pressure had returned to just about normal, so we hit the road and hoped I could make it through the rest of the day. Unfortunately, the pressure problem showed up again as I pulled into the venue, so I knew it needed to be addressed. I was so flustered I forgot to video anything at the venue, but I promise that we did make it, and I'll show you a picture.
venue. I was so hot and tired that I forgot completely, so I apologize for that. But we made it out. We're back on the road. I've got a couple of things I need to treat. I need to check. I need to actually do some exhaust wrap because it's a little close to my fuel line. I think my fuel's getting a little too hot because it started to surge a little bit in traffic. So I'm gonna fix that, do a couple of exhaust wrap and some like wrap around the fuel line too to keep it a little bit cooler. So hopefully that helps things. But we're headed to the hotel now. We'll get some work done and see what we can find for dinner tonight. That's most important.
I'm not going anywhere ever again with you morons.
Yeah, you're stuck with us for the week. Morning of day 3. Gonna try and meet up with some of the YouTuber bunch. That way we can roll with them. Gonna be seems like an overcast day. Hopefully not as hot as yesterday, but you never know. Challenger's doing pretty good. Had to wrap a fuel line because we were having some issues with fuel pressure because the line was getting so hot. So I wrapped it up with some heat shield and hopefully we're back on the road and better than ever. Oh no. Oh no. Beautiful. Whatever that, what is that? What does that say? Oh, Fayette County. Hear the train rolling through. See if he can just pick us up and take our cars the rest of the way. Cole got him a pastry. What'd you get? Donut, nice. Been looking for pastries all week. Got the dual donut with a hood heater. Am I leaking oil or is that just rainwater?
I think it's rain.
Okay, good.
Good way to tell it.
Lick it.
It's burning it. I think it's this.
No, that's oil.
That's oil?
That's oil.
Really?
That is. I think it is.
No.
Maybe it's not. Okay, no. It just didn't. It just didn't wipe off like I thought it should. I think it's water.
It's like water stains. I just thought I was leaking oil.
We are.
As we were leaving this gas station, we managed to catch the huge group of YouTubers and joined along. And thankfully Derek from Vice Grip Garage loaned me an Allen key so I could readjust the fuel pressure regulator, so no more pressure drops after this.
Thank you, Dollar General. You want to say hi?
Hey, what's going on? There's a lot going on at once.
There is a lot going on at once. I kind of feel like we need to leave. We're not letting anybody else have these parking spots. We might need to go. My wipers are making a noise. That's okay. Got a full crew here in the parking lot. We're somewhere in Indiana, rolling with all sorts of YouTubers like Junkyard Digs, Vice Grip Garage, The Boss Garage, Emily Reeves, some other folks, Cars and Cameras as well. So beautiful building here. Wow, what is that? I don't even know. It's amazing. Possibly a courthouse of some sort. We're on the square of some small town in the middle of eastern Indiana on our way to Indianapolis. And I hope we're making good time. I really don't know, to be honest. I'm just kind of following in and letting them lead me where to go. Everybody's doing okay, seems like. Let's keep on trucking. Got us a fan.
Our next stop was an abandoned parking lot, so it didn't take long for the burnouts to begin.
Solid work, Kevy. Uh-oh.
Oh no! I think this. Oh. Give it back.
We were having fun.
Just need to run and put on your eye before.
It's gonna be hot. I'm gonna go get my hot.
Who's up? Who's up?
Poor Pontiac. Yeah.
Get the heaviest rain we've seen so far. And of course my wiper blade wants to fall apart. That's why it's squeaking right now. But we're getting there. So we're just gonna keep on trucking. We're really about an hour away from Indianapolis at this point. And it's a straight shot, except there's just a giant storm standing between us and the venue. I'm not sure if this is even part of the route, but it took us right through downtown Indianapolis. I come here every year just about to go to the PRI show. So it's basically a home away from home at this point. Kind of neat to be back. Kind of neat to have the Challenger roll through here in downtown. Somewhere this car has never, I guarantee, has never been in its life. Amazing.
After fighting off the rain all day, we made it just in time to see some drag racing and check out the venue.
Good Lord.
technical specialist there. If you've got issues with your vehicle, your things, our technical experts right there to help. I would not pretend know what they are doing, because I do a bunch of things. They are the mad scientists that understand the witchcraft that goes on. But
Once the show slowed down to close, we rolled out and did some repairs on the cars once again. He's having a good time over here. Parking lot's where it's at. Oh, dang. Let's go ahead and go through. I'm gonna put a tail light in Drew's car, or a brake light, because we've been driving all the way around with one brake light the whole time. That's all the tools I got. You got free rein. I know you got some too. I'm gonna check my oil while you do that. That's the only fluid I could think that I even need. Oh, Drew, that looks complicated.
How?
Because I'm not doing it.
Easy peasy. Will you open it up for me?
What you need? Open it? No.
I have purple Cadillacs.
Interesting color choice.
That didn't go in there. That's backwards.
Hope the connector's not gummed up or anything.
Oh, it probably is.
Does it spring? Yeah, that's like, well, there's your problem. It's a little toasty.
What we have here is a failure to release.
There you go. Dang, that one's destroyed.
Yeah.
That tinted down.
You don't go hit them. Well, it's locked. Hold on. I would just
It probably might not work until it's bolted back. It's got a ground.
put it back together.
Oh. Solid.
I was asking for too much. Does it work?
Did you push the pedal?
Oh, I was gonna say
No, it doesn't work. It's probably, did you bolt? Well, it might not be grounded because it's not bolted in.
grounded.
Yeah, it's got a ground at the body or it don't work.
Posh.
Hit the pedal. There you go. Hey, now try the turn signal. You got the key on you? Got reverse. Yeah, there's a right turn signal.
What's the front look like? Is it hazard or turn?
The front is, I see it on there. Oh, your headlights are flashing. Whoa. You got left, but then all your headlights flash with the whole turn signal. Hey, hey, at least you're like, listen, get out of my way. This is a warning. Well, now you can at least signal people behind you, and you got brake lights now. That's some wild wiring I've just seen there. I don't know what's going on with that. Well, today was pretty much uneventful. Had a lot of rain that actually hit us and made us pull over for just a minute, but that rain lasted for like 30 minutes, and then we were back on the road. Challenger, the Trans Am did good. The truck over there, the very end, no problems at all. That rain kept everything pretty cool, so no problems there. Tomorrow is going to be the longest trip. It's going to be about 250 miles. We're going to be driving from Indianapolis to St. Louis tomorrow, and that's relatively about a 4-hour drive typically, but with Power Tour traffic, it's going to be pretty insane. So we're going to meet up with Junkyard Diggs and the rest of their crew. I just rolled over 2,000 miles on the odometer, so that's pretty awesome right there. Pretty proud of this old car right now. I mean, we've had a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of different issues that have gone on with it, but so far I cannot complain whatsoever. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll get started heading to St. Louis. Start of day 4. Getting together with cars and cameras and Junkyard Diggs over there. Cole and Jolly are getting gas. Drew's somewhere. I think he's getting gas as well. I just filled up the Challenger. It's going to be a lot of interstate driving today, and it is going to be a hot one. It says the low 90s for today. Wish us luck. Ready to roll out. Got a long day ahead of us, guys.
Old Challenger's up for the challenge though. Gonna be a good one. I think Kevin's gonna lead because he's got a passenger. Let's do this.
Just a little casual gas station car show. No big deal. I think we found the Mopar group. Magnum, nice.
What's going on?
How's it going?
Hey.
Is it hot in here?
No, it's freezing cold.
Is it? Well, good. Glad you got your AC working. Hello.
I had my sunglasses and I sat on them when I got in the car, so I'm blinded now. This is how it's going to be. There's a lot of interstate driving. We're still 100. There's a sign that just rolled up. It says 134 miles to St. Louis. We can do that, but man, we ain't kind of bored. Really shouldn't say that.
we made it alive. No huge issues, just really, really hot outside. The venue is pretty awesome. We've got drag racing over there. Then we have a burnout pit in that direction, and then Formula Drift showed up. They're doing a whole event this weekend. Like, that's awesome. I've never actually been to a Formula Drift event before, but you know, just awesome to see more cars and more cars and more cars. Giant storm clouds trying to pull up and give us some shade, thankfully, but we've been watching this over here. See some lightning every other few seconds, so it's kind of concerning, but the good thing is we're not going to be here for very much longer. We're just going to hang out and enjoy it while we can, and then clear ourselves out of here and work our way over to the hotel for the night. Is it that bad?
No, just a weenie. I need a nap. Well, yeah.
No, not quite. He tried. Day 5 was a straight shot to the venue. We stayed on a 2-lane road for pretty much about 50 miles, and that was it. See, I'm from Tennessee, where the roads basically look like a signature when you sign your name. On the plus side, we did find booty. that was a hot one. We made it to day 5, the final day in Champaign, Illinois, at, I don't even remember what this place is called, some kind of farm center, and it's here. We're with Pilot Transport today. Seemed like we ran okay. Just about to roll out of here in just a little while and make our way back home. It's a 7-hour drive to get back home, so we kind of want to hit the road as soon as possible. But Challenger did great. No issues yet, but I mean, I don't want to say anything yet and jinx myself and still have to go all the way back to Tennessee. But so far, so good.
We started our drive making our way back home with a sigh of relief. It's always bittersweet leaving a power tour as you tick away the miles further and further from like-minded car fanatics. Miles added on, we pushed harder and harder to make the entire drive in one night.
We are officially back in the greatest state in the United States, Tennessee. We're probably about an hour and a half getting to where we're going.
By the time we actually made it home, it was nearly 2 a.m., but we made it. Well, the old Challenger made it. I'm very proud of what this thing was able to do and actually make the entire trip with just about hardly any faults. You know, we really had a lot of fun, and this car, I'm proud of it. I'm very happy with the results. I'm very happy with meeting you guys. It took me all across the world just about and brought me back home safely. So I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for the future of the channel, and I'm very excited to say that this Challenger is the ultimate driver. So if you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like down below. If you have a question for me, just leave a comment. T-shirts and stickers in the link below. Don't forget to check out Keeper Security while you're at it. I'm going back to bed. I'll see you in the next one.